Hey folks, Alex Jones here with Facebook Mentions. I've told the viewers and listeners of my syndicated radio / TV broadcast that I was going to start doing more behind the scenes stuff. And Facebook Mentions is one of the best platforms for this. It reaches more people when I do these live feeds than YouTube does. So I've been doing some of these and folks have been responding well to it. I guess the format is it's kind of like what you personally are thinking, what you personally are up to. And so to follow the spirit of this venue, this is what I'm doing on a Saturday. I came over to visit my cousin and his wife at their place downtown, and then we're going to go out and go for a hike later with the kids. And I just said to Buckley, we got to get this firefighter back on. So we're having a production meeting because Buckley helped start InfoWars 21 years ago here in Austin, Texas. He just came back to work with us the last year and a half. And I was sitting there talking about, I want to get this firefighter back on who came on a few years ago that Leanne McAdoo interviewed, who was a senior firefighter and was a fire inspection chief, 30 plus years on the force. And he was there when the bombs were going off in the World Trade Centers, when Building 7 was blown up. He saw the molten steel that was impossible. And he says basically all the other firefighters know it was an inside job. They're just scared, they've been threatened. And 300 plus of his brothers died that day. I know that's politically incorrect to say his brothers. This is the new cultural tyranny. And then it just made me think, also, we need to make a big deal out of the fact that the day it happened, 3 days ago with the Pope, or now 4 days ago with the Pope girl, with the police leading her up to the Pope, anybody could see that and see it was totally staged. She's picked to be the perfect age, cute, sweet. Her parents are nice. She's an anchor baby. She came here, was born here. Her parents have been living off the system, living here for 10 years. These are the angels, and we're bad. And turns out we reported that the day it happened. Then we had other articles days after it at Infowars.com. People attacked us. How dare us say it's staged? It's like going to a bad school play and saying, that it's real. It's obviously fake. So this is what I personally go through, my frustration. Just more and more, I'm just going to do a Facebook Mentions talking about what we're dealing with here, because the Associated Press came out yesterday, and I saw it last night, and said, that meeting with the Pope was planned for a year. Isn't it cute? See, they hide it in plain view now. They totally, to manipulate people, staged it for a year. And the same group, the immigrant rights group, did it in Rome to get Italy to accept all the Middle Easterners a year ago. And they just hide it in plain view. It's not a scandal that the Pope staged all this. It's not a scandal the police let her up. It's not a scandal the media played along and lied to everybody. That's PSYOP. That's psychological warfare. They're now just throwing it in our face. And Facebook, when Kit Daniels wrote about this within 2 hours of it happening, and it got 20-something thousand shares in 2 hours and was going mega viral. Only time we get censored on Facebook is when something goes mega viral. It got shared down to 0. Kit Daniels' original story. And then he did one about the censorship. So here's the deal. I'm not going to sit here with this public commons of Facebook that advertises I bring all my fans, my listeners, my media content, my videos, our reports, gives great value to Facebook and its value in the stock market. It advertises as a commons that I can come to this farmer's market. Basically, then as long as I follow the rules, I can do it. It's my free speech to point out that was staged. And it doesn't violate any of your rules, any of your stuff. And if Facebook kicks me off, where we got like 3 million likes, almost 1 million on one of our channels. We got a whole bunch, like more than 15 different platforms. That's just the way it is. I'm going to talk about the fact that happened to Kit Daniels' article. And I'm going to talk about the fact here with Facebook Mentions that on top of it, we've now been proven right. I'm going to show you the Associated Press here in one moment. You understand? Proven right again. That conspiracy theorist, that mean Alex Jones, saying that thing, a little girl and the Pope was staged. How dare him? It's like seeing a McDonald's commercial on TV and saying it wasn't staged. It's like going to a football game when they score a touchdown, they cut to the troops on the sidelines. It's just all Pavlovian conditioning. And I think Facebook's great. I think it's a wonderful platform for people to share information, talk to friends and family, but it's got its dark side. Whoever it is inside there, when we exposed Benghazi, when we had Navy SEALs on, that would get censored. Key stuff that hurts the Democratic Party is censored. Look, I'm not a Republican. I'm the guy that exposed 9/11 as an inside job, and that the Bush administration worked with the Saudis, bare minimum stood down for that attack to take place. Just like Obama now and NATO is funding Al-Qaeda and ISIS. I just stand for sanity. And that's why you can read the articles on Facebook at the Alexander Emmerich Jones area, where I've now been told by, well, actually 3 different sources, but 2 that are in the FBI, that they got a task force investigating me. That's because we're successful. It's because we know what we're doing. We have a heart. We have a conscience. We're going to tell the truth. And I expect all this to happen. I mean, I know that criminal elements in our government, not the whole government, but large sections, carried out 9/11 with the Saudis. O'Neill, the deputy head of the FBI, resigned a week before 9/11. He was in the British news saying they're going to allow a terrorist attack to take our rights. He was hired to work at the World Trade Center to try to stop it and died that morning. So there are good people inside the FBI. The problem is they kill them. There were 2 FBI agents who saw the footage, the 20-something different camera footage of McVeigh and a bunch of known feds in 93, right before the bomb went off. And they've seen those tapes. They've been in the LA Times saying you need to release them. It shows a bunch of government people, including FBI, ATF, CIA, and German intelligence. And I've interviewed the lady in the building that saw him planting the gray sticks of butter. I've interviewed the cop, Don Browning, head of the K-9 unit, who they threatened and said, we'll kill you if you tell anybody what you know. They killed Terrence Yeakey, cop of the year, who actually saw it all happen, first cop to respond. I've interviewed his mother, his sister, his family. You don't think I don't know? There's been an evil coup, a takeover in America. I'm here trying to stop it. And they want to demonize the fact that in a revolution against tyranny, I'm peaceful. And in revolution against tyranny, I sell products, water filters, high quality supplements, books, videos, Hillary for Prison t-shirts. Damn right. The founding fathers robbed British convoys and ships to get money to fight tyranny. I don't do any of that. I do it the free market way, crowdsourcing, selling products, so they demonize that all over the news. I'm proud that I've built InfoWars that reaches over 1 billion people every month on social media alone. So this is what I personally do behind the scenes. This is where I personally stand. It's where I'm personally from. Let me show you a couple of these articles. This is us, September 24th, so that's back on Thursday. Pope kid, amnesty activist, staged PR stunt to promote illegal immigration. Little girl coached by illegal alien parents to ask Pope to push amnesty. Now, boom. Here is the Associated Press. Boom. Immigration group planned girls' Pope encounter for a year. The same organization connected in Europe did it with a 9-year-old. She's 5 in Europe. In Rome last year to flood them with the illegal invasion that the socialists are going to use to create divide and conquer and a whole other class of people. So they're preying on you with stuff like this. They think you're stupid. And they don't want you to know this type of social engineering is going on. So we're proven right. That's yesterday reporting on that. Associated Press admitting it. Now, here's the firefighter. 911 firefighter blows WTC cover-up wide open. 1.461 million, so 1,461,000, needs 50 million views. 9/11 firefighter blows WTC cover up wide open. Fire marshal, that's fire marshal right there. And his name is Rudy Dent, 32-year veteran, New York City Fire Department. It is a 10-minute video, almost 11-minute video. This is the real world, folks. You understand, we broke the news when the archive got released in 2005. The WTC 7, 47-story building, had been blown up in a controlled demolition. I had the deputy head of emergency management on, Barry Jennings, and he was dead 2 weeks after he was on my show. Dead. And black vans at his house, the neighbor said, pulling everything out. The family disappeared into some witness protection program. You don't think I don't know how dangerous this is? When I talked to the widows of the dead cops killed because they saw OKC, you don't think I don't know, FBI? What a joke. You think you intimidate me? I know full well what I've done. I'm a man like my ancestors. I see pure evil going on, I expose it. I told people 20 years ago that Planned Parenthood was selling body parts. It was a known fact back then. That came true too, didn't it? Because it was already going on. The status quo in this country is mega bank shipping in narcotics, involved in white slavery, involved in every form of evil there is. You all know it. The status quo in this country is putting cancer viruses in the vaccines, putting fluoride in the water, Oh, the EPA just admitted it's causing brain cancer. Just pull it out of the water. Last year, oh, it's proven right again. Proven right again. We just keep going here. And the point is, I'm not bragging I was proven right. Wake up out of your trance, everybody. I'm not saying the feds are the bad guys. I'm not saying the Chinese are the bad guys. I'm not saying the Mexicans are the bad guys, or the Germans are the bad guys, or the Jews are the bad guys, or the Arabs are the bad guys. I'm saying there's bad people who use fear and control and corruption and intimidation. They've taken control of society. They're using fear tactics to terrorize people into submission, and it's now time to say no and not go along with it and save our civilization. Doesn't mean it's ever going to be some utopia or perfect, but this is out of control. The persecution of the press, the computer programmers that expose CISPA and SOPA, and they indict them and then they hang themselves in New York, all the famous stuff. I mean, the persecution is insane level, and the veneer is peeling away, and it's all because the Ponzi scheme's coming to an end, and a major realignment, collapse, whatever you want to call it, is coming. I don't know when, but we should be protecting our institutions of due process. We should be protecting our institutions of separation of powers. We should be decentralizing power, not centralizing it. So the big hedge funds can rob everybody that make Bernie Madoff look like an angel, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, while you're busy persecuting small businesses. And the IRS is busy going after thousands of Christian groups and conservative groups and not issuing but one tax exemption in the last 5 years to conservatives. And tens of thousands of Democrats. I mean, this is a reign of terror. And the Republican leadership is bought and paid for and controlled by it. You notice Boehner just fell. I had Walter Jones on yesterday, the congressman who helped spearhead that. We can get a good speaker, and that's an important part of this fight. And in closing, the good news is liberty is rising. There are good people involved. There are good people awake. There are good people taking action. And the fight is on. Legendary history is taking place right now. I'm going to have this reposted to Facebook. 9/11 firefighter blows WTC cover up wide open. Get it out to your friends and family. And it's been up for over a year and a half. And we're just going to continue to fight as hard as we can. Please don't take Infowars.com or any of these channels or what we do for granted, because we've gone through hell to build this. I started out on Access TV 21 years ago with Buckley, my cousin, and I'm glad he's here with us right at this moment where we go toe-to-toe with the globalists as we go to the next level. And we're just got our armor on in the political war. We're marching forward knowing that it's better to be destroyed politically and assassinated in the media than it is to live on our knees as slaves. And so we move forward, relying on providence, relying on history, relying on good men and women out there that want to make the institutions in this country good again. Not that they were ever perfect, but my God, how far we've fallen. It's truly disgusting. I know there's a lot of good people in the government who give us this intel, a lot of good people in government that give us all the amazing information we get. A lot of them know that I'll put stuff out that other people won't put out because people are too scared. There's a reign of terror, folks. Are we men or are we mice? That's what it comes down to. All right, Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Right here on Facebook, you can read down and see about the White House having an FBI task force for, now we learned 2 years. That smaller group for 2 years ago looking around, couldn't find anything. They don't want to look political, so they're going to the FTC, but it's FBI run. And now they think they've cooked something up. I mean, it's just amazing. Amazing how dirty this country is and how stupid they think the people are. All right, that's it for this transmission. I'll be back live tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Central, with the Sunday radio show. Find the feeds, everything at Infowars.com/show. And please, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, if you believe like we do, if you've seen the evidence like we've seen, if you want to stand with the First Amendment and not be intimidated, help promote our information and go to InfoWarsStore.com also to find all the amazing products that we fund our operation with. We don't take your money like NPR or MSNBC and stimulus money or tax money. You support us by spreading the word and by buying the products and by clicking on the sponsors. So thank you very much. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com. If you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance.